So how much life insurance do you currently have?
I think I've got $50,000 policy is what it is.
50,000?
Yeah, through work.
Pretty sure through
Yeah,
your work?
yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, so you got the life insurance through your job, so do you think that that'll be enough to cover? We talked about your family's needs. We know how expensive things are. If your wife, or if your family were to have $50,000 in hand, do you think that'd be enough to cover your mortgage?
Oh, no, it wouldn't be enough.
Okay.
It wouldn't be enough to do anything with hardly.
Okay. Well, I can help you determine if you have enough. Yeah, Modern Woman has a chart in place that can help you decide that.
Cool.
So let's take a look at that now. Well, we're going to get into some life certificates that we're going to talk about later, but this is also part of what we need to be talking about. Is we've talked about saving money. You said if something would have happened to you today that your family wouldn't have enough, would they be in trouble? You actually said.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that it goes without saying that you would like to save more.
Absolutely.
We need to get some type of discipline in place and some type of plan. Without a plan, we can't reach that goal. So let's take a look at some of the plans that we have.
Okay.
You'll see in this chart right here, this triangle chart, you have your high risk, high return is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these savings programs that we have, yeah, you have more of a risk, but you have a high return. Then at the next level, you have your moderate risk, the moderate return. Limited risk, you have a limited, mild return. Lower risk, your return, of course, will be smaller, but there's no risk attached to it.
That makes sense.
You do good under more.
And if you'll take a look at this chart here, this is sort of motivation for you and I that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you know, we're the same age now, so as we move up the chart here, the longer you wait, the more expensive the premiums can be. So basically, this is the cost of waiting chart, and it puts it all in the hard numbers right here. As you can see, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you. So that motivates us. The time is now to take the action.
That's right.
One of the most important things we can save for is retirement. We just talked about having a savings plan in
Mhm.
place, and that's for now. But the most important thing that we need to save for, one of the most, is retirement. When we reach the age that we don't want to be out there hustling, man, we don't want to be out there. You know, you're in bodybuilding, you need to be, by then you'll be training people, you know. So, you know, if you want to be doing that, not still having to be up on stage like you are now. I saw your last show, it's very impressive. What do you want to be prepared for that moment when you get there? You want to be able to do the things you want to do, and Modern Woman has products for that also.
Cool. I didn't know y'all did all this.
Absolutely. I thought that Modern Woman was just life insurance when I came into it. And the first thing that the agent did when they sit down with me is talk to me about how much was in my savings. I was thinking, you know, that's kind of an intrusive question, but actually it's not if somebody really wants to help you.
That's right.
They need to know, what are we really looking at here? What's your financial situation? And just going over these questions kind of exposes that to you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, believe me, doing this job, I self-evaluate every day. I go home and look at my own finances because I definitely want to practice what I preach. And I know that you'll be the same way when you come on board. Well, one thing that we want to do is make your money work for you. We want to show you a way to make your income generate itself for you for retirement. There's ways that you can move your money through Modern Woman's plans that will help that money generate a greater amount of interest, help you to have that money be tax-free when you draw it out. All those little tangible things, that's taking wealth away from you. Every time you pay tax on money, that's money you can't spend.
We all help on get.
Absolutely. Modern Woman's got a way to show you to do that. Also, we want to talk about the estate planning part of that pie graph we talked about. Estate planning is something that definitely I didn't think about. What did your affairs, how do you want them to be handled if something were to happen to you? You know, who do you want your boat to go to? Who do you want your truck to go to? Who do you want you, I mean, you've got a lot of tights you wear on stage. Who do you want those to be passed down to? You may want to carry on a long family legacy of bodybuilders. You want to make sure all your photos you have in your home of yourself, it's all over the wall. You want to pass those down to somebody. Those are very valuable. Do you currently have a will in place?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay, that's something we might talk about down the road.
Yeah, I
as we get to this.
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely do that.
I can tell that your brain's turning. You're
It
thinking
is,
about these
it
things.
is. You gotta protect yourself.
You do. I know that you don't own a small business, but you may know some people who do. This is something else that's important to talk about. You know some people who do own a small business. Modern Women also has products in place to help them organize employee benefits. Absolutely. So you
Didn't know that.
if you have any family members that do have a small business, or if you're friends with somebody who does, send them one of my cards and let them know. We'll go by
Yeah.
and help them out too.
That's awesome.
Well, as you can see, we just talked about, there's a lot to handling your financial affairs than just life insurance or just a savings plan or 401k.
That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. And we've talked about a lot of it, we've hit on it. But I feel like what is the most important for you and me to talk about now and take immediate action on is the protection part.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you on that.
If something were to happen to you, I want to make sure that your family and your loved ones are protected.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get that foundation first, and then we can move on to some of those other things and have you, by the end of the year, man, you're going to be on your way to great financial security.
Cool.
So let's look at this. This is Modern Woodman's Planning for Life booklet. Once again, we went over this. We see the pie, the way the pie's separated up, but we're going to go to the protection. And earlier you said that you had a $50,000 policy in place, and then we talked about some more specific details that, quite honestly, that just would not be enough.
No.
It would not be enough. So I've already got your information here, your personal information down.
Okay.
So let's talk about some hard numbers here, Josh. What is your annual income?
Well, you know, it fluctuates with my,
Right. Your tournaments?
Yeah.
Yep.
about 50K a year.
50K, that's very impressive. I haven't been to one where you got above third place, but that is good.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
It does fluctuate.
Mhm.
You win first place mostly out of town,
Yeah.
other places
Yeah.
like that we didn't see.
Last year was, I think, 50, right at 50K is what I made last year.
Excellent, okay. Well, congratulations, man, you're doing very well. Well, let's say we've got 50,000 here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're
35.
35. So you've got a good ways there, a good 30 years until you're even thinking about retirement, the way things are going now.
That's right.
You know that they're trying to push that retirement age further down the road.
I'm retiring at 65.
You're retiring at 65. I'm telling you, with Modern Woman and your determination, I know when you lock into something, you go all the way with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can beat that goal. And I believe you can beat 65, but you're definitely going to reach that goal, and Modern Woman's going to help you to do that. Okay, so your total income until retirement.
Yes, that's a lot of money, man. It's $1.5 million.
It is. That is a lot of money. And if we were, look, if from this point to 65 is $1.5 million, and you've been working since you was 18, just imagine how much money you've had pass through your hands. Where did it go, man?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's because we weren't organizing where our money went. Now you're gonna start, from this day forward, you're gonna know where your money goes. And
Good.
you're gonna have a large amount in there when you get to this destination right here.
I hope you're right.
Oh, I know I'm right. If you follow this plan, matched with your determination, you will have that. You will be prepared.
Good.
And you'll be the go-to guy in your family. You'll be able to help when there's a need, and you'll have that money there. All right, so let's just say, what is your rent or mortgage per month?
Well, I have a house. I don't even know what. Take about 100,000 to pay it off.
100,000 paid off, okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and put that figure in there.
Okay.
We need 100,000 there.
Okay.
And now, your personal self, do you have debts that you've accumulated?
Yeah, I've got a few small credit cards,
Okay,
uh,
5, 10,000, what's the level?
about 100,
100? 100 what?
100,000
100,000, you,
credit cards.
okay, all right, brother, well, we definitely don't wanna leave that to your loved ones, so, I mean, you know right off the top, Josh, that's an impressive amount that you accumulated, so we wanna have, we wanna have that covered, so, all right, so we've got 200,000 right now. We talked earlier about your nieces, your nephews, and all your family and loved ones, we talked about that educational fund. How many,
Yeah, the two, I've actually, they're my I don't know if you knew this, but I adopted my niece and nephew, so they're actually mine, and they're my responsibility, so I would definitely want to leave them some money.
man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
So, I don't know, I know education's expensive now, but I just saw a commercial or something that's like, I don't know, $50,000. So,
It is.
whatever you recommend, you're the expert here.
Okay, so you have your niece and nephew, I would say at least 50,000 covered on both of them, so that's another 100,000.
Okay, that's fine.
So we have 100,000 to cover your home,
Mhm.
100,000 of your credit card debt, and then we're gonna add another 100,000 to cover for your education for your niece and nephew that
Okay.
you're now taking care of.
Cool.
And what experts recommend, just to add to this, is
Mhm.
6 times the amount of your annual income. So your annual income was 50,000.
Mhm.
So that would leave us with $300,000 of additional coverage.
Roughly, yeah.
So what we're looking at right here, Josh, for you to be exactly where you said you want to be and to leave your family exactly the way you said you wanted to, we're looking at a $600,000 policy.
Okay.
And that's good coverage.
Okay.
And you will be well taken care of, and you will reach your goals also following that other plan. Well, I know that you make good money. That's good income, Brian. What are we looking at in your monthly budget that you could set aside to be able to reach that goal?
You talking about like something comes out of my checking account or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll set it up there. Just
Probably,
something like
probably, dude, I mean, I don't know if it's good or not, but $100 a month,
that.
maybe.
Absolutely. I believe we can,
Maybe we can start there or something.
absolutely. Let's take a look at that. What we'll do is I'll take these numbers, I'll get my computer out, we'll put these numbers in there, and I believe we can find you a product that's gonna reach every goal that you shared with me tonight.
Sounds good. Let's look at it.